Once again, Aki and I came here a bit earlier than we probably should have, although for a completely different reason this time. Yesterday it was because I was feeling restless and dragged us here far earlier than was necessary. Today it was because Aki wanted us to be here in case he needed to mediate for Haruki again. That's cute. So now Aki has grown fond of him. Quite fast too, actually. Not only did he realize that Haruki was controlling his behavior a lot more due to him being around, but he even intentionally began leaning on it to smooth things over yesterday. It's scary how perceptive and manipulative he can be for his age. I'm glad he's not using his powers for evil, at least. Yeah, my last video was literally titled Little Bro Powers, so... Still, once we arrived and started looking around, the only one we managed to spot was... Shoichi. There's Shoni. Let's go say hi once he's done talking to his teammates. Aki and I managed to walk right in when Shoichi had his team more or less huddled around him. That's a very weird stare he's giving. It's clear from the way he's carrying himself that he's giving them instructions of some kind. I can't make out what they're saying from here. But even then, there's something else I have to prioritize first. Sorry, hiccups. Aki, can you go get a soda or something for a bit? Huh? Then I'm not thirsty. I get that, but can you leave me to talk with Shoichi alone for a bit? It's important. Why do I have to leave for you to do that? It's adult conversation. You can't keep using that excuse every time you want me to go away, you know. Say that again when you're 6 years older, okay? Ugh, fine. I'm going to keep walking around without anything better to do. If you take long, I'm coming back, no matter what you say. Sure, just make sure you stay somewhere where I can see you. Alright, Mom, you're just being a bit of a mom. You can tell me what to do, but you don't get to tell me how to do it. With those words, Aki quickly walked away as I asked of him, if with a bit more lip than I would have liked. I stayed on the sidelines for a couple more minutes waiting for an opportunity to present myself. Finally, when Shoichi's team started heading inside, I quickly walked up to them and grabbed Shoichi's sleeve real quick. Whoa, Yuichi, what are you doing? Sorry about that. Can you guys go on ahead? I need to borrow him real quick. Shoichi's teammates share a few looks before they finally agree, leaving the two of us alone to talk for a bit. What's this about? Did something happen? Kinda, I don't really know how to bring this up, but after yesterday I felt like I had to. I was gonna do it after the competition was done for the day, but you headed home before I could talk to you. Gotcha, sorry about that. I needed some space to clear my head. I get that, but I really need to talk to you. What about, Haruki? Oh, why him? As soon as Shoichi groans, I quickly raise my hand, jabbing a finger at him in a gesture that makes him flinch momentarily. That is the kind of reaction why I need to talk to you. Look, I get the two of you are probably never going to be friends, but the way you talk about him, or to him, is pretty damn unacceptable. What? Where is this coming from? Every time the conversation involves him, you act super disgusted. Whenever you see him, you immediately start frowning and glaring at him. You're supposed to be the team captain. How can you get away with being so hostile to one of your teammates? God damn, are we seriously going there? Yes, we are going there. Why is that such an issue? It's not what I... Ugh, screw it. Come with me real quick, okay? What are you... not here? The closet? Look, Shoichi, I'm flattered and all, but I'm not interested. Shoichi grabs me by the hand, leading me down further into the building, until we reached a comparatively deserted corridor. Once there, he looked around to make sure no one else could see us before opening a random door. Going inside, I blinked a few times, trying to readjust my vision. It's dark in here and kinda dusty. What the... If you're gonna yell at me or whatever, I don't want to do that shit in public. This is the least a little more private. I come here every now and then during competitions when I need to be alone with my thoughts. Seriously, a janitor's closet? You have gotta be kidding me. So, what exactly is this about? Why are you so pissy over someone you don't even know? Because I do kind of know him. That's what you're calling it? Me being pissy? Sure, it makes it a lot easier to pretend like I don't have a point if you can act like I'm just being pissy. What else am I supposed to call it? You don't even know the guy at all. You don't know what you're talking about. Actually, I'm pretty sure I know him better than you do at this point. What's that supposed to mean? It means that even though you've been on the same team for a year, I somehow knew more about him after a week than you do. Like the fact that half the shit you told me about him turned out to be wrong. Like him being involved with shady people and that he's dangerous. I said they were rumors. You treat him as if they were true. Which I get up to a point. It's easy to be influenced when you don't know the truth. But it also doesn't change the fact that it's your fault I treated Haruki like that too. What do you want from me, Shuichi? Just stop being so hard on him. You've got the wrong idea about him. Oh really? Enlighten me then. You know, it's not my place to go talking about someone else's private life. Just because he told me doesn't mean I can go blabbing. That didn't stop you from repeatedly asking me to blab. Well, two wrongs don't make a right. Look, just trust me, okay? Haruki isn't a bad guy. When have you ever known me to be a bad judge of character? Shoichi continues staring at me with the same bored, unconvinced eyes. For a while, we stand in the locked closet in an impasse. Finally, Shoichi lets out a long-drawn sigh. Is that all you've got? Trust me, and a refusal to give me anything concrete? Need I remind you that you weren't all that different from him when I met you? I'm the one who dragged a decent person out of all those angst and trauma. Are you really throwing that in my face right now? I was 6. Yeah, well, if the shoes fit. You're a dick. It gets results sometimes. Shoichi once again pinching the bridge of his nose with his fingers and rubbing it in a slow circular motions. Fine, fine. If it's that important to you, I'll try to lay off of him a little. Not a little. Massively. Don't push it, Yuichi. Grr, I feel like I'm not done speaking my mind, but I doubt Shoichi would be willing to hear me out more than he already has right now. He can be stupidly stubborn once he has his mind made out about something. Come on, there's gotta be something I can say to make Shoichi a little bit more willing to believe me. Think, Yuichi, think! Oh. Oh, that's right, there was that. By the way, the day that I saw you and Haruki in the locker room after he was kicked out of practice because of the bruises on his face. Yeah, what about it? Are you gonna tell me that I was too harsh then too? Yes, because I know Haruki didn't get into a fight or anything of the sort. And how would you possibly know that? Because I was there when he got that bruise. I wiped off the blood from his face and everything. You... What? That's about the reaction I expect. And yeah, I'd completely forgotten I could talk about this. While Haruki didn't tell me the context between what I saw until a while later, I still did see it with my own eyes. I'm not betraying his trust if I did tell Shoichi. I was heading home after the grocery shopping and I heard a crash from the alley next to the store. I went there thinking someone was hurt or needing help and saw Haruki pinned against the wall, being attacked by this tally, burly dude. Haruki's face was pretty messed up then, but he wasn't trying to fight back or anything. The guy was screaming at him, but Haruki just stared at him without doing anything. And I don't know if he could have beaten the guy, but I know he could have put up a fight for sure. It wasn't until I called out and said that I was calling the police that Haruki did anything. And even then, he pushed the guy away from him. What? You just got yourself involved? Why would you do that? Are you insane? You could have gotten hurt. That's not the point. Exactly. You are so missing the point. What even is the point? That Haruki didn't start the fight? He didn't even fight back, but you still kicked him out of practice and punished him all the same. No, all you told me was that you saw him losing a fight. You told me nothing that could indicate he didn't start it. Excuse me? How can you be so stubborn to this degree? Now you're insisting on being wrong. Grah! I can't tell him why I know Haruki didn't start the fight either. If I told him, he would start getting shaken up for money. Not only would I be telling him something Haruki told me that would probably just make Shoichi even more suspicious. God damn it, you stubborn knucklehead. The guy was screaming gibberish at him and he was clearly drunk. What exactly do you think Haruki would have done to start the fight with a random drunk? Kicked his feet from under him? Get real. Obviously I can't know that, but neither can you. If he had gotten into the trouble of starting a fight, don't you think he would have been part of it instead of just letting himself be beat up? Does he really seem like that kind of person who takes a beating just for the hell of it? There's no way he'd do that. See? But if that was the case, then why didn't he say something about it when it was relevant? Why would you have to be the one telling me? Because you didn't let him say anything. You just didn't believe him. Did any one of you ask? Huh? Huh? Haruki said you'd made your minds about what happened without asking him. Did you even give him a chance to explain? There we go. It should be fine if I only said this much, right? I do feel bad about lying to Shoichi, but it's still better than breaking confidence. I've barely gotten Haruki to talk somewhat civilly to me. The last thing I need is to give me a little reason to stop. With how paranoid he is, he's probably looking for a reason not to trust me. He was late to practice and his face was all banged up. Coach and I assumed he got into a fight after class. And that was the reason he was late, so we tore into him and Coach kicked him out when he started picking a fight. Did he pick a fight or did he say he was trying to explain himself? I don't know. Don't you think you should have at least heard him out as a captain? Maybe. Maybe. I still don't know what to believe, Yuichi. I'm willing to admit that I've been jumping to conclusions about him, but I still don't know what actually happened. You really are stubborn. I want to take care of my team. Is that so bad? Haruki is part of your team. Why aren't you taking care of him? Oh shit. This should work. I've never seen that look before. It's a little bit of a low blow since I know how seriously Shoichi takes his position as a captain and how protective he is of his team. I mean, Haruki seems to know more about volleyball than Shoichi does. But right now, I think I need to punch below the belt. Oof. I need to punch below the belt a little bit if I want to shock some sense into him. I'm not saying you need to be best pals with the guy. He is a huge pain in the ass and rude as hell. But that doesn't mean you should always assume the worst about him. Uh-oh, Shoichi's gone super quiet right now. Was that too far? You still there? Yeah, I just have a lot on my mind right now. Sorry about that. It's not something you have to apologize for. I'll need to think things through for a bit. No kid. And I had a talk with my coach yesterday, and that was really unpleasant. What talk? After what Koizumi said before leaving yesterday, I went to the coach to talk to him about it. Don't tell me you two are actually kicking him out of the team. Of course not. I was talking to him about how Haruki had a point. You were? Why do you look so surprised? I didn't expect it, that's all. It just seemed so reasonable. I thought you'd have been pissed off after the way he talked yesterday. I mean, you looked pissed when Haruki was talking. And now you tell me you went to talk to your coach about it? I thought you were going to use it as a reason to kick him out. Lord knows you don't like him. I hate to admit it, but he did have a point about the things he said. I started reviewing the match in my head and noticed that he was spot on with all his criticism. I don't know much about volleyball, so I'm not sure what you mean here. His insults and name-callings Ritsu aside, he noticed a lot of things that I was focused on in the match to notice. I didn't even realize I had been shifting the offense right to and overwhelming Kirihara so much. I don't really know the names of anyone on his team, so I'll just nod along and pretend I know who he's talking about. I hate admitting it, but we're also a bit lacking in power to punch through the opposite blocks. Our two strongest spikers graduated last year, so we only have Kirihara left, and he's not even that strong. So he's just really good at tooling the block. Sorry, tooling? If you need extra power, then why don't you let Haruki play? He seems plenty strong. Or is he just not good enough to earn a spot? No, he's plenty good enough already. He's probably the best player in our team right now. I just didn't think he could work with the rest of the team, so Coach and I have been keeping him on the bench so far. Better than you? You're asking the wrong person about that, as if I could give you an unbiased opinion about that. Fair enough, I guess. Still, if the guy really is that good, then he's a huge waste to keep him out of it just because he's a little prickly. Well, very prickly. With how into it he seemed while watching the game yesterday, something tells me he's the type to focus hard when he's in that kind of zones. With how into it he seemed while watching the game yesterday, something tells me he's the type to focus so hard once he's in that kind of zones everything else out. And even if that's the case, he might not be that much of a pain in the ass once he's actually playing. Of course, I'm only making assumptions here. I can't really know that, but... Well, Haruki isn't really unreasonable. He's a dick pretty often, but if he actually flies off the handle, there's usually a reason. Maybe I'm putting too much trust into someone I've known for only a little while, but I don't know. At the very least, I have a gut feeling that I'm right on this one. And I had the same gut feeling when it came to Shoichi way back when, so... There, how did the talk with the coach go then? We agreed to let Koizumi play today. There we go. This match is too important to let petty issues get in the way. The team deserves for me to do everything I can to help us win. You did? How could I not, after he gave such clear feedback and ended with, "It's not like you'll ever let me play anyway"? But, do you think Haruki will actually show up today? After the way things ended yesterday, I wouldn't be surprised if he assumed he was off the team and didn't show up at all. I hope so. I tried calling him after the coach and I talked, but he never answered his phone. Coach had to call his home number and ask his mom if he was to pass along the message. But we haven't actually heard from Haruki since. That's concerning. You have no idea. I'm sticking out my neck for him, so I hope he comes through. I don't really think that it counts as sticking your neck out for him when you're actually making up for the unfair treatment you've been giving him. But I probably should keep my trap shut on that, as Shoichi already seems plenty upset earlier. Is it really that hard to trust him? He's given me no reason to so far, so why should I? I guess that's fair. I can't exactly blame on Shoichi for all this either. I hope it works out for the best. So do I. I want to see this team through to the national competition. I owe them that much at least. You already got them there once before the national sports tournament. Their support team now. Yeah, and when we got eliminated for the first round because I got sick and couldn't play. Not to mention that the only reason we managed to do this was because Shirotech lost the quarterfinals due to the lot of their players getting sick right before the match. Not exactly the most pleasant experience, don't you think? Well, I can't argue with that. All I can say, I'll look into this Koizumi issue, okay? I'll try talking to him later, or at least settle things one way or another. If it turns out that I've been unreasonable, then I'll do my best to be a little more understanding. It's just... He gets under my skin. The guy is so unpleasant, it pisses me off. Do I dare point out that he's used to be the exact same way? He's already accused me of throwing it in his face once today, so maybe I should refrain from now. Damn, Yuichi, you need to give him his medicine taste more. Can't argue with you there. Besides, if even Aki-kan was defending him and saying that he was a nice person, then I have to admit that maybe there's something I've overlooked. I wasn't too sure whether to do something about Koizumi said yesterday or until Aki-kan spoke up for him. Ah, so Aki's influence is smoothing things over once again. That is terrifying. Well, I should probably get going now. I need to focus on before this match, so I shouldn't be away for too long. If you see Koizumi, tell him to come straight to the locker room, and tell Aki-kan I said hi. Will do. I guess the talk didn't go horribly. At the very least, he didn't explode on me or anything. And again, Shoichi isn't really the type to explode in the first place. I've probably been spending too much time with Haruki if I started worrying about that sort of thing happening. Which is sad because I barely even spent any time with Haruki in the first place. It's been a week and my notion of normal is already skewed. Yeesh. I look around for any sign of Haruki, but I can't seem to find him anywhere. He really is serious when he talked about me not being allowed him to tell him how to do stuff. Little brat. He's probably doing it just to spite me. I decide to go looking in the direction I'd seen Aki take off earlier, checking to see if I can find him anywhere. Thankfully, there's a lot less people around today, since there are only 2 schools left in the competition. I guess it makes sense. It takes me a couple of minutes, but I finally spot him sitting in a far-off bench on his phone. Hey cutie, took me a while to find you. Did you really have to go that far? Did you finish talking to Shoni? Yeah, he went inside with the rest of his team. What are you even doing here? Talking to Hitoka-chan. You're messaging Hitoka? Isn't that Shoichi's sister? Yeah? Why? You think we won't talk just because you don't include her in anything anymore? Us too? What do I have to do with it? I still talk to Hitoka at least once a week in school. It's not my fault Shoichi stopped inviting her to places. Besides, doesn't she have her own friend group? I said nothing like that. Could you please not put words in my mouth? I just wanted to know if she was coming over today or not. Oh? No, she's not. She said something about Shoni being mean and telling her not to come last week, so now she isn't coming to teach him a lesson. He told her not to come, so her way of teaching him a lesson is by not coming. I never said I thought it was a good plan. What is it with those two? Why are they so weird to each other? I don't get it. You two are brother and sister, for fuck's sake. I guess that explains why I didn't see her yesterday. Yeah, she was pretty mad. What even happened? Not sure. She said something about finding out Shoni didn't invite her to a party. I don't really know what that means. Oh, right. Take Hiku's-san's welcome party. So that's Shoichi's father. I almost forgot about it. The whole thing was a lot of work to organize, but the day of it turned out to be incredibly boring. Yeah, I think you see that day if you do Shoichi's part. Shoichi and I stood on the corner serving food to guests while they talked about business or something or other. We had no idea what it was even happening. I did ask Shoichi if he was going to invite Hitoka, but I had so much on my mind that I completely forgot to follow through on that. Hell, I barely even managed to get preparations done in time. Since you're already talking to Hitoka-chan, you should keep talking to her and keeping her updated on how the match is going. Even if she's mad at him, I know she cares about how Shoichi's competition goes. She never missed one until now. She's always cheered the loudest. Was going to do that even if he didn't tell me. That's good. At least I can trust Aki to take care of those kind of things for me. Could do without the snark though. In the meantime, I guess I'll just check out stuff on my phone to kill time. It'll be a while before the match starts and no one else is here either. Or you can just talk to Aki, he's right there. I imagine Sai will be picked up by Keisuke once again. I really wanted to ride on the limo at least once, but I couldn't afford to wait until they would probably arrive. On the other hand, June told us yesterday that he had some kind of important appointment today and that he couldn't skip, so he wouldn't be able to come watch. Save you the arm trouble. Blech, that sucks. For the next several minutes, Aki and I basically sit in silence browsing on our phones without talking or even acknowledging one another. That's bullshit. You guys should be talking. I completely zone out the rest of the world, checking out my favorite sites and going to a scroll binge, reading some funny stories and whatnot, otherwise being a completely unproductive piece of shit. Ish, that is what TikTokers are, unless they actually make stuff. Granted, there's not much productivity to be had while sitting at a public space and waiting for an event to start, but still. It's not until I feel something, or rather someone lightly kicking my foot, that I look up. Hey, back off, pal. Haruki, good morning? Sorry? Whatever. Why do you look so unhappy to be talking to me? You're the one that came up to me. You're still wearing that cute Shiroyuki attack shirt. Good morning, Haruki-san. Morning, kid. Okay, the different treatment was kinda cute and interesting today, but I really started getting tired of it. Glad to see you came today. I didn't think you'd show up. Yeah, well, I didn't want to, but after they called my home, And I talked to my mom. She passed the message along back when my little brother was around. And then... Ah, Nichan, slow down. You walk a lot faster than me. No! That. Fuck. Oh well, that's unfortunate. A little wolf comes up to us, stopping right next to Haruki and looking up at him. I immediately recognize him as the little boy from the park, Haruki's younger brother. Oh, hi there. You're the one from the park. Yeah, I suppose we did meet there. You too! The little wolf turns towards Aki, greeting him with a large smile on his face. Aki in his place smiles and greets the boy right back. Toro insisted that I show up today. Or Taro. Of course you did. I want to watch you play, Nichan. Yeah, that's a very... Oh yeah, they mentioned that Aki and him are the same size. I was gonna say, he's 10 years old, but he's quite tall, but then I remembered saying that Aki and him are the same. So you're gonna play after all? If they grovel and beg me enough. Why do you have to sound so unconvincingly when you say that? Do you just not want to admit that you're excited by the idea of playing? I mean, your tail has been swaying ever so slightly behind you. You're good at holding your thoughts, your real thoughts in. But even you can't escape from that sneaky tail action. We'll be counting on you to help us win then. Yeah, well, we'll see about that. In the meantime, I need to ask you for a favor. Ugh, that felt so gross to say. Excuse me, you came here. Yes, exactly. What do you need? Can you two look after Taro? I need to head to the locker room now and get ready. Yeah, of course. Good. If anything happens to him, you and I will have words. Oh. All of a sudden, I'm not so sure I feel so good about this anymore. Come on, it shouldn't be that bad. The closer we got to this match starting, the more nervous I began to feel. Even if I was relieved by Saya and Keikan arriving, that relief was momentary at best. We had a few minutes to talk before we began heading inside to prepare for the match. Even if I've seen this exact matchup for several times over the past few years, it's still wild to see how much attention it gets compared to the other matches. The finals of any large competition can be kind of insane. Local news is completely swarming the place. It just drives me home of how big the stakes are. Shoichi has said multiple times before that he would leave the volleyball team once they were done with the inter-high so he can focus on studying for his college entrance exam, like most other seniors. Even if I find the decision to be completely incomprehensible, it doesn't change the fact that he's completely set on doing it. If he loses here, this will be the end of his volleyball career. Knowing that, I can't avoid the sensation of pit growing at the base of my stomach. Looking around at Saya-chan, Keikan, and Aki, that feeling seems to be quite neutral. In fact, the only one who seems to be in a good mood is Ni-chan, do your best. Aw, cute. Yeah, I suppose that's to be expected. I feel sick. I know that feeling. How come? Did you eat something weird, man? Ma'am? Oh god, that makes Saya sound so... She doesn't mean sick as in ill. It's not that literal. It's figurative, Kwezimikan. Figurative? Be easy on him, he's only 10 years old. He's 10, little boy still. The little wolf cocks his head to the side, seemingly not understanding the meaning of the word. Aki smiles bitterly, probably trying to mask his own annoyance. The two may look to be around the same age, but they really are quite different. If Urata's team loses here, this will be the end of his volleyball career. But isn't that normal? What's the big deal? Oh, Toro-kun. I know I know you don't mean to be rude or anything, but at least notice how people are staring at you right now. Don't make us say this stuff out loud. The dread is already bad enough as it is. Besides, it doesn't matter. Nichan will win for them, you'll see. I hope so. Let's see how if he can play as good as he talks about it. Instead of noticing the clear dissatisfaction between us, the mini Haruki instead opts to act offended at us for even thinking his brother's team were losing, trying to instill into us the same confidence he seems to feel. These two look so similar, but they couldn't be more different. I hope so. Shoichi did say he was a little more excited to have the guy playing. He did? He didn't say any of that to me. He told me about it last night on the phone. Said that he was half worried about having them another fight and half excited since Haruki is supposed to be really good. I still don't like him, but at least I'll hope he can be useful. Saichan, maybe you could refrain from saying that last part when his little brother is with us, even if you're going to whisper it. I'm glad Torukan doesn't seem to have heard you. Cute, I wish that sprite was there. I want to see what he looks like. At the very least, seeing the players warm up and do practice spikes is an interesting experience. Woo, bam. When it's Haruki's turn to spike, he jumps quite high, crushing the ball with a loud thud that echoes throughout the whole court as the ball hits the floor. Even Shoichi seems caught by surprise, staring at the wolf while completely frozen in place. Haruki, on the other hand, has a completely satisfied look on his face as he looks up and down his own hand, wearing a smile that looks so completely out of place on his face. He's just passionate about volleyball, and yet the side of it serves to calm me a little. Don't even know why. I guess even the guy like him can make those kind of expressions sometimes. To be honest, he'd look a lot better if he made those kind of faces more often. I feel sick. Oh no, it's spreading. With a quick sound of a whistle, the main referee calls the captain over to shake his hands and do the starting coin toss. Shoichi smiles widely in response, an incredibly forced smile that makes me immediately realize that he's pissed. The sweeter Shoichi's fake smiles, the more angry he is. For someone that knows him so well, it's pretty easy to tell. I guess they won the coin toss. That sucks. How come? Their captain is serving first, and if I remember correctly, the guy is the best server in their team. Oh. Aki and Sai and I nod along to Keisuke's words, recalling the last match between the two teams earlier last year. I wouldn't go out of my way to say that Shirotech's team is overwhelmingly better, but I do recall them having an advantage as far as basic skills are concerned. I think the only way we used to have the upper hand is our serve. Still, Vidir wearing the number 4 shirt and playing on the position of the right side hitter takes the ball and walks with it to the edge of the court as all the other players in the court get into position. I don't know volleyball! When the referee sounds the whistle, the deer extends the ball in front of him, cupping it from below him with one hand and taking a deep breath. I'm just gonna let all the sounds play first. The deer tosses the ball straight into the air, quickly running after the ball, with 3 large steps as he swings both of his arms backwards, and his third and final step echoingly loud as he propels himself into the air. More sounds. The Raider Panda apologizes for something as he tries to get up on one knee, looking up at the ball that's now flying towards the net with a ridiculous spin. Good job, Ritsu. How the hell can he serve like that right from the start? As I said, I don't know. I don't know volleyball. I didn't know how serves could be so strong. Is that Panda okay? He's fine. Shoichi's serves are stronger than that. I'm sure that's how he was able to even bump that on his first try. Barely. I guess Shokan wasn't the only one upgrading his serve recently. Even though that much should be given. Even that much should be a given. We all share a group sigh, having hope that Minami could get off to a better start by taking the first point. I'm not quite sure why, but I immediately get this weird feeling as if something were wrong. Like a prickling on the back of my neck that I can't quite pinpoint. There's so many noises happening in such little time. The deer tosses the ball high up, quickly chasing after it and jumping into the air. Up until then, everything seems so normal and fine. However, the moment his arm swings to meet the ball, instead of a loud crashing that we all expected, instead he taps the ball much more lightly, sending it flying on a slower trajectory with much less spin than before. The defenders momentarily tense up, having readied themselves to jump at the moment's notice before being faked out. That second of hesitation causes them to have a late reacting to the ball. What the hell was that? Was that ball wobbling? But how? A hybrid serve? Are you seriously kidding me? A hybrid serve? I've never heard of that in my life. What even is that supposed to be? You know what that is? Kinda. I remember Shochan pointing it out to me one time when he made me watch a game between USA and... Ah, crap. I don't remember what the other team was. Uruguay or something? Either way, he kept going on and on about how this is a really difficult technique where you pretend to do a jump serve but then hit a floater at the last second. I don't even remember how all the merits of it since he kept going on and on about it. All I remember is him saying that it fakes out the other team and is hard to receive. So that's what that was, like a jump floater. I remember seeing them every now and again when cheering Shoichi on, but the running approach for it was way different, not to mention the way that it wobbled a lot more in the air. I guess that's why it's called hybrid. It's a little bit of both. If you ask me, it sounds like a headache. I don't get it. You and me both. I think that it might be the first thing if you two have agreed on today. Just keep watching. I thought he'd be frustrated after the way they started, but Aruta isn't phased at all. Kinda scary. Did something amazing happen and I didn't notice? I don't know if I'd call it amazing, but Shoichi is pretty dang consistent on the court. I'll give him that much. That he managed to send such an accurate toss without even looking shows just at how much he practiced that movement. It's a good thing they managed to get good. A solid hit sooner rather than later. If the other team kept getting momentum, things could have gotten ugly. Although Shoichi's face doesn't seem to show it, the way his tail is swishing back and forth behind tells me that he's very satisfied with that play. On the other hand, looking at Haruki, he already looks a lot annoyed somehow. Is that guy ever gonna be okay? He looks incredibly angry. So I wasn't the only one who noticed, huh? Is that because he hasn't touched the ball yet? How childish. You're really determined to cast Haruki in the worst possible light, huh? Not that you're wrong right now, but yeah, he'll be fine. He's just impatient. Why are you defending him? Nichan is fine. He gets a little heated, but he won't mess up. Alright, I forgot that Haruki's brother was with us. I sure hope so. This is Sho-chan's last chance. Oh, please stop saying that. None of us want to think about that. My stomach's already trying to make itself into knots as it is. I don't want to be reminded of it any more than I need to. Sometime later. That's a lot of noises that again happened in such short time. Despite the continuous back and forth, Minami's manages to hold on far better than they have in previous years. While during the final match last year, we obviously got absolutely demolished. This time, Shoichi's team is managing to hang on by the hair of the entire time. At first, I was a little nervous seeing them play. Haruki has very quickly proved his skill more than once by crushing the ball past the block numerous times during the first set. His mere presence on the court seemed to be the push our team needed to close that set out, winning 25-22. In what seemed to be the most comfortable set we've taken so far from Shiro. And despite the many obvious errors they had with Shoichi trying to match his tosses up with Haruki, it was pretty clear that the two hadn't practiced together much, so suddenly having Haruki on the team being the main attackers caused problems. But whether it's due to Shoichi's skill or hard-headedness in refusing to set the ball to someone else when he considered Haruki to be the best choice, he quickly adapted to the wolf, and by the end of the first set, Haruki was grinning from ear to ear in satisfaction. You can't fake that level of enthusiasm for our sport. For how much he tried to downplay his interest, seeing Haruki play now, I can easily tell that he's completely hooked to volleyball, and that he's good at it. I feel a little close-minded for how worried I was over their ability to play together and cooperate, but that meant very little in the grand scheme of things. From what Shoichi has told me before, while his team is like the hammer or the spear that seeks to break through the overwhelming force, and a great focus on offensive combinations, Shiro is like a shield that seeks to block and reflect everything back. Oh, fuck, my phone fell. Son of a bitch. Little by little, Haruki's spikes started being blocked, softened and picked up more and more. Shoichi began spreading his sets around more evenly amongst his teammates to keep his offense diverse, so much that even complete newbie like me can tell that he's doing amazing things. The match eventually devolved into contest of endurance more than anything, with each rally dragging on longer and longer to the point of frustration. Again? How many points have they gotten from that guy's serve already? Can somebody please stop that guy already? Ni-chan, hang in there. Oh, this must be so not nice for the little brother watching his little big brother just not doing well. Taro closed his eyes, clasping his hands together as if in a prayer after Shiro's captain managed to score another point off of Haruki's failed serve receive. Once Shiro hit upon the fact that Haruki is vital to our offense and also not that good at serve receiving, they started forcing him to get a lot of their serves. And the mounting frustration was becoming quite apparent in the Wolf's face. Shit. Having scored the last point they needed to win the fourth set of Haruki, the Wolf's anger reached a boiling point as he promptly kicked over a chair as soon as the teams left the court for the timeout. Oh no. Ni-chan, stop that! They were so close too. If only they had won the set. This isn't good. Minami was leading 2-1. But now we have to go into the final set with a momentum favoring Shiro. That's a terrible situation to be in. Let's not panic, okay? They've been doing really well so far. I'm sure Sho-chan will be able to think of something, right? Maybe. Let's see how fast he can think. Not so sure. Don't talk like that, Keikan. I'm being realistic. They've been having a harder time scoring as the match progressed. Minami's used to playing offensively and closing things out so quickly. Shiro's team, on the other hand, literally trains to drag things out, get under the opposing team's skin and win over a war of irritation. Iteration. If you ask me, pretty obvious which one of the teams would be first to break. Still, you shouldn't say it. Please, something has to happen to break this impasse. Watching this is torture. Ni-chan will do something about it, he'll... Little Wolf desperately mutters, more to himself than anyone else. I nod along, eternally hoping that he's right. Me too, man, me too. Please don't cry. If anything, the big difference maker here is Haruki. If there's anyone that can change the tide here, it's him, as much as I'd hate to say it, or think it. Another few minutes later. This is them playing after a dizzying combination play that saw three attackers coming at the ball, Shuichi set it to Haruki on the left, with the Wolf jumping high into the air and crushing the ball with full force. However, the tall blocking wall would not be denied, somehow managing to read the play just in time despite all the attempts at obfuscation and mounting a triple block to shut down Haruki's spike. No way! God, how many has it been already? Haruki's play has taken a nosedive since the end of the fourth set. She's been blocked so many times this set alone. I think half of Shiro's point this set has been come from Haruki blocking. 12-9. This is getting painful to watch. And then all the players are caught by surprise and snap their heads toward the whistle when they hear it, with those of us on the audience following their gaze a second later. That's when my eyes widen in terror. Standing on the edge of the court is another Minami player holding a small plaque with the number 18 on it. Shuichi and his team instantly fell silent, their gazes shifting uncomfortably to Haruki as the wolf stares, unmoving. A substitution? Now? Haruki-san. What happened? After finally snapping out of it, Haruki's head hangs down as he grits his teeth in frustration, stomping his way to the other player and grabbing the plaque from his hand. Ni-chan. I know Haruki is struggling, but isn't this terrible timing? Substituting him after he's been at the core of their offense for 5 whole sets right till the tail end of the match? That seems so reckless. Is that even allowed? I don't know if that's a thing in volleyball or not, so I don't know. Play continues afterwards, but the situation doesn't seem to get any better. As Minami's offense crumbles, Shiro's defense puts the final nails on their coffin, thoroughly shutting down almost every one of their attacks down. The distance between the two teams continues to grow, and the point total reflects that. I hate this. I don't want to keep watching this. And judging from the look on everyone else's faces, I'd say I'm not the only one thinking so. 14-11, and Shiro's captain is about to serve once more. The tension and stress on the players' faces is beyond obvious. Meanwhile, when I search for Haruki on Minami's bench, I can't even see his face. He's not even watching anymore. As Shiro's captain gets into position, I instinctively count the number of steps he's taking. It's 3. At least we know for sure he'll do a jump floater. That should be helpful, right? The deer tosses the ball into the air, performing his running approach and jumping after it, lightly smacking the ball and sending it hurling towards Minami's courts with that unpredictable wobble that is expected of a floater. However, the moment the ball starts flying, one thing is obvious: the deer has intentionally served short. The ball narrowly misses the net and dropping as soon as it gets past it, having been aimed at Shoichi of all people. He was going for a setter? Shabu-chan! Shoichi raises his hands instinctively, ready to perform an overhead receive, a motion that he should be comfortable with any other given his experience as a setter. But at the last second, the ball position shifts ever so slightly in the air. The moment it makes contact with Shoichi's hand, the ball instead flies straight into the net. The other players dive for the ball, desperately trying to save it. But it is impossible. As the ball falls to the floor, it bounces and rolls away as all the players freeze, staring at it in shock. For several seconds, there is a complete and total silence. No one cares! Urata. It's like a slap to the face. Seeing them lose like this is... I can't. The teams shake each other's hands before lining up to thank the audience members, but our group cannot muster a response. In particular, I keep glancing between Shoichi and Haruki's faces. The two seem so blank. I don't even know why, but that bothers me more than if they were angry or sad. That total lack of reaction fills me with dread. I have a bad feeling. We should get going and try to catch up with Shoichi when he comes out. I think he'll need us. Agreed. While the audience claps and screams words of encouragement, with the 4 of us quickly making our way down to the bleachers and towards the exit, with Haruki's little brother lagging behind for a bit, looking uncertainly between us and the players before ultimately following. 4 minutes later. Fucking hell, did that moron really need to go on and on like that? Wow, I'm sorry. Why are the buttons grey? We lost. Big fucking deal. We already know all about it. You don't need to fucking lecture us on it as if we're too stupid to understand what happened. Wait. NANI? Yuichi's right there. Am I Haruki? No. No, 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 no. No, please don't pull a smoke room move on me. The reason I say that is because I read the smoke room and then all of a sudden during William's rock you are William and then you're not the other guy, and then I hope this is temporary. It better be temporary. Right when I'm looking for a quiet place to be myself for a bit, I see the 3 morons lined up outside our locker room's door, with Toro and the other kid tagging along. So my little brother's not a moron. Haruki-san, the hell are you people doing here? Although, at least I won't have to go looking for Toro, I guess. Ni-chan, are you okay? Toro looks up at me with his bright blue eyes full of concern. Though you can't look at me like that right now. What the hell am I supposed to say when you're like this? Fucking hell, this isn't fair. Of course I'm okay. Who do you think I am? I can't make Toro worry about me. It's the best I can do right now. But I hope he'll believe me. He does like being pet at least. You played really well today, Haruki-san. I'm sorry you guys didn't. The fuck I did? Are you fucking blind? Didn't you see me get taken out of the match? Some good I did there. I don't even know what the fucking point is of me caring so much about this. If only I could. Fuck, no, stop it. Don't get angry right now. You're a fucking waste of space. Shit, is this really what Haruki thinks? Thanks. You're such a well-mannered kid. Instead, I place my other free hand on top of the kid's heads, rubbing both of their heads at the same time. Hey, Yuichi's happy. Kind of. I don't care how fucking pissed I am. The kid doesn't deserve me getting angry at him for something that ain't his fault. I am Aki, you know. Not kid. Right, sorry about that, Aki-kun. It's fine. Yep, he's a good kid. How can you be related to that annoying chatterbox? It makes no sense. Your brother is so confusing that it gives me a headache. Wow. Say, Haruki, just a second. Taro, why don't you get a snack from the vending machine over there? Big bro needs to talk for a bit. Ni-chan, you don't have to treat me like a baby. Ugh, don't argue with me. I can't take it when you look at me like that. Why can't you understand that I don't want to talk to them right now with you around? I don't want to risk losing my patience and saying something I shouldn't in front of you. Just fucking damn it, listen to me. Toro. I bark again, maybe a tad angrier than I should. Fucking get it together, you son of a... Don't talk to him like that, you bitch. Toro glares at me for a few seconds finally before looking away. Fine. Toro looks up, sticking out his tongue at me one last time before running away. Ugh, what a brat. The annoying one makes a face at me, his eyes full of pity. I want to sock him right in the mouth then and there. But out of respect for Akika, I'll keep my cool for now. Now you can talk. What do you want? You didn't come just to rub salt in the wound, did you? Did you see Shoichi? We're looking for him. Urata, why would I know where he is? Because you're on the same team? Wasn't he supposed to be with you all? Yeah, right. He barely stayed with us for 5 minutes. Some sappy, comforting shift, and then he excused himself to God knows where. We're the ones that put up with the lecturing while he was gone. Probably couldn't stand all the sobbing either. I know I didn't. Fuck, just thinking about it makes me angry. You're all talk about teamwork and all that bullshit, but you bail the first chance you have. Some fucking leader you're supposed to be. Can't believe I even went out of the trouble of trying to... Grr. No, not right now. Great, Areta's gone MIA. So we just sit around here until he gets back, huh? I thought he was with you people. Nope. Seriously, what the fuck? How did I ever believe that lying dick? How disgusting. Will you guys wait around for me? I'll be back in a bit. Wait, where are you going? To the bathroom? For real. I've been wanting to go for a while now and couldn't hold it in anymore. Seriously? Gross. What? You pee too? Chill. Try not to take too long, okay? We don't know when a retire will get back. Yeah, I know, I'll be quick. Okay, what the fuck was that? If that was lying, it was pathetic. How are any one of these idiots buying any of this? You do know there's no way he's actually going to the bathroom, right? You're not actually believing that crap, are you? People want privacy sometimes, you know. Aniki might not be a good liar, but pretending like we believe him is also kindness. It's not like he'd tell us what he was actually doing if we'd ask. For real? What the fuck kind of logic is that? A kindness? What is that even supposed to be? People aren't kind for no reason. What do you even get from that? You people make no sense. Still, I have a gut feeling I know what this is about. Haruki-san? Where are you going? I walk past them, not having the patience to put up with all these necessities or whatever. None of your business. If you really want to do someone a kindness, look out for my little brother until I come back. This looks like the hallway from the Tunes concert thingy. I head down the same direction I saw that annoying yapping overgrown chihuahua disappearing into. Wow, I'm glad to see you think of Yuichi like that. Again, no progression at all. Thankfully, I managed to memorize his scent pretty well by now. It's pretty faint, but I can follow it into the middle of this mess. Where the fuck did that moron even go? I've never been to this part of the building before. But it didn't take long for me to also pick up on the scent of another, even bigger bastard. I know it. He knows where that asshole is, doesn't he? Probably hiding away so that they don't have to deal with taking care of the stupid team of his or whatever. The fuckwad didn't even care about losing. He was all smiles and praise and shit. What was that someone I really worked so hard for? Unfucking believable. I come to a stop right in front of some random door. Based on a strong chemical smell, and I guess there's bleach and cleaning supplies or some shit. I reach for the door handle to give them a piece of my mind, but a weird squeaky sound catches my attention and makes me stop. Wait, that's crying? I really wanted to win. I know. As soon as I make sense of what I'm hearing, my whole body tenses up. Instinctively, I lean my back against the wall, perking my ears up so I can hear better. It's the unmistakable sound of sobbing. Wow, look at you, Haruki. I let them all down. They were counting on me, and I made so many mistakes, and now I'll never get to play with them again. Wow. You didn't let anybody down. Stop saying that. Everyone kept working their hardest until the end because of you. So how can you say you let them down? But I should have been the better captain. I should have done better. No, you did everything you could. Don't talk about yourself like that. I didn't, and I didn't do everything I could. You were right. I was being petty. I wasn't being a good captain. Look at the way I've been treating Haruki. If it wasn't for him, we would never have gotten that far. And I... Shoichi... Why is Yuichi in there having a moment with Shoichi when I'm doing Haruki's part? Are you fucking kidding me? I didn't want to hear this. The fuck are you... Why are you bringing me into this? You can't. I wanted to win, Yuichi. I wanted to win with him. I wanted to keep playing this with the team. Keep playing volleyball. Then why can't you? You love volleyball, so why don't you? I can't. I don't want to quit, Yuichi. But I have to. I promised I'd quit once we were done with the inter-high tournament. For good or bad, I want to study for the college entrance exams now. I promised. Why the fuck would you promise something like that? If you love volleyball and you want to keep playing, then you should. Our teachers wouldn't approve of it either. Who cares what they think? You should do what you want to do. Yuichi, stop it. Stop. I don't want to hear this shit. What the fuck? My legs won't move. Why won't my legs move? Fucking listen, you worthless piece of... I love playing volleyball. I never want to stop playing it, Yuichi. Stop. Then don't. I have to. Dad said I have to. I can't go against what he wants, Yuichi. I mean, if you're 18, then you should. His dad? Are you fucking kidding me? Not you too. What he wants doesn't matter. You wouldn't understand, Yuichi. Your family's too good. You don't have to. What on earth? Stop. Why are you... You don't... What does that... Fuck! Not even the stinging in my palms is enough to clear my mind right now. What the fuck am I doing? What the fuck is the point of... Stop it, stop crying, stop talking like... I don't want to hear it. Don't make me feel bad for you. Don't make me... I can't. Let me keep thinking of you as an asshole, damn it. Let me keep seeing you as the same son of a bitch who always lies and doesn't actually care about any of us. I need to. I need it. Please! Thank you, Shuichi, really. Thank you for being here for me. I'm really thankful you're my friend. Shuichi. But still, even if you said it wasn't my fault, I can't stop thinking of what I could have done better. I can't stop thinking of how I could have done more. How I should have done more. Yuichi, how do I stop it? How do I stop thinking these things? Stop it. That's not... It's nothing you did. I should have been the one to... I should have scored more points. I shouldn't have gotten blocked so much. If only I hadn't lost my cool. Why aren't you blaming me? I sucked so bad I'd been taken out of the game. So why? Why? What was I even for? What the fuck was the point of being allowed to play if I couldn't help us win? You fucking waste of space. Why are you even here if you can't do that much? Useless, useless, useless! I have to get away from here. I can't take this anymore. I don't want to hear this shit anymore. I don't. I run until I knock into a wall at the end of the corridor. I don't even care if someone else sees me. I don't care anymore. So disgusting. When I look up, I see blood smeared on the wall. Checking my hands again, my knuckles are all bloody and messed up. I wouldn't be surprised if I broke something. What the fuck is wrong with me? How did I mess shit up so bad? I came to this school for one reason. How the fuck did I manage to fuck that up this much? How the fuck did I end up here? I eventually leaned up against the wall, letting myself slide down to the floor like a pathetic wimp that I am. Haruki, no! What the fuck am I supposed to do now? I should probably clean my hand before I go back. Taro will worry if he sees me like this. I wonder if I can get it checked without anyone noticing. Mom will throw a fit if she sees it. I don't want to see her panicking like that again. She shouldn't have to panic any more than the worthless piece of trash is gone. So what I am doing is making her worry all the fucking time? Like a father like son, huh, old man? Guess we both suck. Ah, oh come on, I want to see more. Is he gonna be okay? That was, very unexpected. Yeah, but, yeah. Trust me, I will be on the lookout for more. So I guess that's where this episode ends. There's nothing left for Haruki currently. So I'm gonna give my thoughts on that. It was unexpected for sure, but um, I want to say that I don't think it was necessary, but because like throughout this whole time I've been reading Haruki's route, I didn't think that's what his mindset was. I thought it was something completely different. I guess it fits Haruki's character, but like I didn't think that that's what he was like all along, and that's what he was thinking all along. And it was also, again, it was frustrating when you're taking his POV and then you see the way he thinks of Yoichi there at the end, and then it made me go, ugh, progress lacking. Like so far, Haruki's right. I'm liking it. As I said before, I'm definitely gonna read more once the next update releases. But like all I have to say is that I didn't expect that ending right there. Well, not much of an ending. The ending of the update right there. Day 15 didn't even finish, so maybe it might help him see things differently. Well, now that he knows what Shoichi really went through and what his true intentions were at the end of the match. But then again, I'm not the dev. I don't get to choose these things. All I can do is state my opinion and give suggestions. I don't decide these things. So he still thinks so low of Yuichi, like nothing happened whatsoever. That's also very frustrating. But I don't know. We'll have to see what the dev does with this now. I'm curious to see what the dev will do next now that we know what Haruki's like, but please, I hope in the next update we'll just take the POV of Yuichi again. I don't like it when they switch POVs like that. Like it's like in this, I said it before, like in the smoke room when you are Samuel, but now all of a sudden you're William, and then you see Samuel right there. Like it just throws you off so much, and I don't really like it. But I'm hoping that that was only for this one time. We were literally doing the progress with Yuichi this whole time, not Haruki. The progress was for Haruki, but then again, it seems like not much progress was made. But we'll see what Haruki's gonna be like from here on out. Not much else to say. If you guys enjoyed this video, there's a like button down there just waiting for you to press it. And if you enjoy my content and you find yourself coming back for more, just please consider subscribing. It really keeps me motivated, and my motivation is key for making content, because I'm not a huge content creator, but if I can somehow grow, then that would be great. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's the gist of it. And as always, I'll see you friendos later. Bye bye!